Hey everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. Let's talk about our young boy, our mighty Max Domi. Well, what a special player. I just want to jump right into this. 23 years old, he's been on the team for 3 seasons already. Before then, he spent 4 seasons with the London Knights in Ontario. And then 1 gold with the Canadian World Junior team alongside Curtis Lazar, Anthony Duclair, Connor McDavid. On Toronto ice, they won gold at the ACC. Very rare that a championship is played on ACC ice, let alone a win. So history there for Max Domi. Great start to his young career, great spark, and he propelled that into his rookie year with the Arizona Coyotes, playing on the line with Anthony Duclair. This guy got 52 points that season, 18 goals, 34 assists. I mean, him and Duclair started that season so well together, just complemented each other so much speed and young talent this team has rarely ever seen. It was so great to watch in that rookie season. Unfortunately, the head coach at the time, Dave Tippett, kind of grinded out their creativity when it was approaching the end of the season. They wanted Duclair and Domi to play more of a structured and systematic game, and they kind of halted their goal scoring touch, but they managed to break 50 points each. They could have had more if the coaching system was more offensively built to score goals, but unfortunately it wasn't. Domi was rocking an 11% shooting percentage that year, which is an important stat when we talk about this season that just passed with Domi. In Domi's second season, he had 38 points in 59 games. He got injured really badly. He broke his hand in a fight with Hathaway against the Calgary Flames. A very spirited fight between the two, and that's the upside and the downside with Max Domi. He's very tenacious. He'll stand up for himself. More importantly, he'll stand up for his teammates, and he's not afraid to drop the gloves at all. He's always in scrums. He's sort of like the Coyotes' pest, but never really crosses the line as much as Tkachuk or Brad Marchand cross the line pretty often. But Max Domi's never been suspended, never really had like a dirty hit or a reactionary, emotional type of hockey play to another player, which I really like. It really shows his character, how he'll play into legal boundaries, but he'll get in your face, man. That's our mighty Max. So this season that just passed was pretty poor for Domi. He had only 9 goals. I think 4 of them were empty netters. So those padded his goal scoring stats a lot. Some bright spots: he had 36 assists last season, which is his career high for assists in a season. His shooting percentage was 6%, so it went down about half compared to his rookie campaign. Just had a lot of bad breaks this season. Not sure what happened. A huge drought in production. He started the year great because he was on the top line with Keller and Stepan. He was basically the reason why Keller was being called Clayton Calder, and Keller was getting all these points, and the top line was getting all the offense, and then Tocchet decided that wasn't a recipe for success for the team going forward, so he drops Domi back to the third line. He made Domi center for like a month or two, which isn't his natural NHL position. He's a left winger, and I didn't like him at center ice because he's a great two-way forward, don't get me wrong. He's not lazy at all. He'll skate. He's very energetic. But as a centerman, you kind of want to dish the puck off to your wingers and then drive the net for a tip-in or a screen or cause havoc. And that's just not Domi's game. I mean, Domi likes to be on the wing, carry the puck into the zone, stop up, look for the open man, and make that creative possession type play, which it reminds me of a Patrick Kane, but more importantly, reminds me of a Clayton Keller. So it's great to have 2 of those type of players on the team. Obviously, having them on the same line isn't that ideal. So it was a tough couple months for Domi trying to find chemistry with new players. And him, Dvorak, and Fisher played really well together. That kind of sparked Domi's production a little bit. And then finally when Strome got called up in the last 10 games, just instant chemistry. Domi was getting assists almost every game. Him and Strome played really well together. And their line mate Ronaldo, he produced a little bit as well. So hopefully for next season it's Domi and Strome, and they get a new line mate, maybe like a pure goal scorer like Merkley, or maybe they get Fisher on their line, or even Lawson Krause. We'll see what happens there in the offseason, but I'm excited for Domi and Strome. I'm excited for Domi to get his confidence back. He's just a great special player on the ice, great vision, and off the ice too. Domi's a great ambassador for the Coyotes, great ambassador for type 1 diabetes, which he suffers from. So whenever he goes on the road, there's always young kids with type 1 diabetes as well going up to him saying, you know, he's an inspiration, he's an idol to them, and he's always taking the time to sign autographs, take pictures, and spend time with these kids. And that's great for Max. That's great for such a young kid to really take that in and realize that there's people out there that didn't have the luck and success as Max, but he's willing to put in the time to talk to them and give them some advice and talk about his own experiences with type 1 diabetes. So Max Domi, he finished his entry-level contract. He's a restricted free agent. He's looking for some money, some term. Hopefully Chaika gives him what he deserves. I think he'd probably get about $3 million by 4 years, somewhere around that range. Don't think he'll go for the full 5, maybe a 3x3. His production was low the past 2 seasons, so if we could get him for some cheap money and then he starts to show his rookie season numbers, that'd be awesome. But I really hope Max gets the contract he deserves. And speaking of contracts, I mean, I got a bone to pick with the Canadian media, as they had Max Domi on the trade bait list in the March trade deadline, which I didn't like at all. Max Domi was never shopped by Chaika. It was just lazy reporting and journalism. I didn't like all the rumors about Max leaving the Coyotes. Max loves Arizona. He loves the team, and he hopefully stays here for a while, but he was not going to get traded. And it was unfortunate to see his name up there because he means so much to the team and to the fans that he won't go away that easily. That's it for Domi. He never played in the AHL, which is an interesting tidbit because, you know, Dvorak, Perlini, Fisher, they all spent time in the AHL. It's really only Domi and Keller and Chychrun haven't played in the AHL. So that's interesting. Next year, Strome will be another player that spent his time in the AHL, and maybe Krause as well. So a lot of these players spent time in Tucson, but not Max Domi. It's great to see him translate his play style into NHL right away, and you always hope to see that from high draft picks. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.